Hello everyone, I'm Tony D. Welcome back to Tony D's Main Channel. And today it's another birthday tribute today. Today is John Fogerty's 81st birthday. John Fogerty, of course, the legendary singer-songwriter, guitarist, singer, who of course started the band Creedence Clearwater Revival with his brother Tom. And they produced dozens, if not dozens of hit songs for about the span of 3 or so years. Which, again, how incredible is that they had so many hits in just 3 years and then called it quits? Hey, that rhymes! Isn't that so fun? But I want to talk about some of his best songs and what I think about them. Of course, they had a few really scathing political protest songs. Fortunate Son, Bad Moon Rising. Bad Moon Rising, what a great song. It's funny that people often say that song, that the title sounds like, how it's sung. It sounds like they're saying bathroom on the right. The bathroom on the right. It doesn't really sound like it's political, but it could be, which is why it's such a great song. Don't go round tonight. There's a bad moon on the rising. It could be about anything. And of course, the song Fortunate Son is a classic protest song about how it ain't me, I ain't no Santa's son. Because back then, we had the draft in America, and if you were not the son of a wealthy senator, or a wealthy whoever, you had to be drafted and go fight in the ridiculously dumb war in Vietnam. And that song's about how John Fogerty, or the character in the song, is not a fortunate son. They're not fortunate because they're not from a rich family, and because of that class divide, they have to go serve, or they have to draft to dodge. Dodge the draft. What am I saying? And it was very bold of them to release that song, and I think they did that on, it might have been the Ed Sullivan Show, or maybe some other TV show, where they were asked to censor it, but they didn't. Yeah, what a classic. And, even beyond the politics, they had so many classic songs that were just about life in general. Willie and the Poor Boys, Down on the Corner was just about hanging out. And then there are all the classics with Rain in the title. Have you ever seen the rain? Have you ever seen the rain? And what was the other one? I'll remember it later, I'm sure. Have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Oh, and Who Will Stop the Rain? Now, similar to Bad Moon Rising, it may not sound like it, but that, in my mind at least, that could be a political protest song, because rain is very symbolic of misery in life, or symbolic of just bad events in general happening, symbolic of a bad mood. A depression could feel like a rain cloud over your head. So in that sense, a song could mean who will stop the rain, as in who will stop this depression that's going on with my mind. It could mean who will stop all this terrible carnage in the war. It could have been about the Vietnam War. That's my big theory anyway. And I do want to mention something else. In the film The Big Lebowski, the dude was a huge fan of Clearwater Revival, CCR. And of course, he also hated the 70s band, the Eagles. Now, I see that as a generational thing. He hated the heavily polished, produced, harmonic sound of the Eagles compared to the very simplistic guitar-based sound of CCR. Now, the funny thing, or just ironic thing about CCR, is that John Fogerty in the 80s was sued for plagiarizing himself, because the CCR song "Run Through the Jungle," which again I want to mention that song because I think it's clearly about the Vietnam War. I doubt you could even deny that. Come on. Well, forget I said that. It could be about that, or it could just be about anything. It could be about having a hard time in the rain, or what war. I don't know. It could be about like war in general. I think it's what it's about. But anyway, in his solo career in the 80s, there was a great hit song by him called The Old Man Down the Road. Now, The Old Man Down the Road and Run Through the Jungle have the same chord progression, same melody, same guitar riff, and so for that reason, he was sued by his record label, or for the record label that CCR used, the publishing company, for plagiarizing himself. I don't remember if he lost or won that lawsuit, but that is just so darkly comedic there. It's very similar to George Harrison being sued for plagiarism, and then he lost that lawsuit, and they charged him with unconscious plagiarism or subconscious plagiarism. If it was unconscious, then how are you guilty of it? How many crimes are there where the charge says unconscious blank? There's no unconscious murder charge or unconscious thievery charge, but you can be charged for unconscious plagiarism? Now, the first John Fogerty song I ever heard was, of course, Center Field, and the second being Rock and Roll Girls, because, of course, my father had the 45 on our jukebox growing up, so that was my first experience with him. And then getting into like classic rock radio teenager, I heard the many hits of CCR on the radio. I never did see him live, although I do know that he's performing all the time. And so I just want to say, happy birthday, John Fogerty. It's always a great day when a great classic rock legend has a birthday. Because I don't want to get into a whole debate, but I think these people in their music stand up much better than some of the musical acts around nowadays. But again, I don't really know music nowadays, so I don't know what to compare it to. But I just think the stuff from the 60s and 70s compares way better to what's around right now. That's what I think. And CCR had really awesome songs. And John Fogerty's solo artist did too. Like I said, Center Field, Rock and Roll Girls, Old Man Down the Road. So if you've got some CCR records, break them out, put them on the turntable. To be honest, I don't have any, because that has never been something I've collected, although I would have liked to. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now and say happy 81st birthday, Mr. John Fogerty. And thank you for all the years of your music. Thank you.